Sure. I can kind of talk about just something in general in justice. Means justice. And I guess that it's more important that you are accurate, that you're more accurate with your punishment rather than more severe with your punishment. And I think that's a key thing that doesn't happen in the United States. They're more severe in punishment than accurate. For example, like in China, this is a huge problem. Is that they just like they murder or they send people to. Sorry, let me cut my pause for a second. They put people onto, what's it called, death. They basically they kill people for their crimes for the term for it. Yeah, death sentence.
Okay.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking very clearly. They put people on death sentence for many minute crimes or many things that would be minute crimes in the United States. And the problem they have is that people still commit those crimes in mass amounts. And the reason for this being that even if a punishment is very severe, people will still commit it because they don't commit a crime thinking about how severe the punishment is, but rather how likely it is that they get caught. So I think if we increase like our accuracy in like finding criminals and punishing them, but like not punishing them as severely and work more towards rehabilitating them, we'd have better results as a whole. So
okay.
All
right.
I think that's a good idea.
All right. Can we have Nino have his opinion, and then Nitro will get to you next? Okay.
My stance on this is actually really a combination of the two previous opinions from, I think it was Nitro or who was it, whoever it was first.
Yeah,
and,
Nitro.
Vegan. Yeah, it's really a combination of the two. I think that white collar criminals need to be separated from violent criminals.
Bomb has been planted.
Okay.
Okay, hello. I have connection issues. My bad.
No, it's okay. You're good.
But I said that I believe that white-collar criminals need to be separated from violent criminals for number one, because I think that I think that there are a lot of emotional and mental scars that can be left from being in a place where you don't belong. Like if you're not violent and you're not a strong violent person who is affiliated with a gang or something, and you're just like some guy who has credit card fraud or something, and you're over there trying to deal with these people who are much more, for one, emotionally resilient. They have pretty much no moral code, where you might have a moral code, you just might have violated what some people would consider moral. But obviously a murderer, I think we can all come to the agreement, has little to no moral code, and being in a environment where you're around people who have no problem, exploiting you for whatever needs they have, whether that mean, beating the shit out of you, raping you, whatever, then, that's you're never going to recover from that. That's so unlikely. So I think that's the worst possible punishment you could give someone is throwing them in a cage with a bunch of animals for a non-violent crime. So I think that needs to be separated out. And definitely focus more on rehabilitation rather than punishment. I think that a lot of prosecution really is about revenge, and it's not about trying to rehabilitate people. It's about getting revenge because you were angry that someone committed a crime against you. And while that's understandable, I feel like that's not what justice is. Justice is not meant for revenge. Justice is meant for rehabilitation. So that person can maybe someday, be a functional member of society, and not a rapist, murderer, assaultant, whatever.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah,
all right.
A really big part of those people that are non-violent are drug addicts and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think that they really should not go to violent prisons, because that's a humongous part of prisons are people that are related to drugs and the sale of drugs and stuff.
Okay.
But a lot of people that are
punish these people for their addictions. I think we should
Taco?
rehabilitate.
a lot of people that are
going
to jail for drugs are normally affiliated with some type of violent activity.
Well,
What did you say?
not all. Not all. There's a higher percentage of non-violent criminals. Just throwing my 2 cents in. There's a higher percentage of non-violent criminals than there is with drug use, because normally when they're picked up with like a gram of weed while they were driving, or maybe they were picked up with a little bit of methamphetamine or maybe even heroin, and when they get picked up with that, that's the non-violent. They're not really doing anything. They just got busted, wrong place, wrong time type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Lit for 20?
Sounds like possession.
yeah, normally it's just possession problems, and what I believe Vegan and Nino are trying to say, and also Nitro is trying to say, is that the people who are busted for a possession crime should not be going to a penitentiary with a rapist or a killer.
Yeah.
It should be more of a public health issue than a public crime issue. I think.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm pulling into a new topic now. What I'm thinking is since we understand that there's a problem with the prison system on nonviolent offenders,
System since 1984.
so nonviolent criminals going into prison with violent criminals is a problem. So, like I believe Vegan said, we need to make it more accurate. How would we do so?
Which increases security, which is, you know,
Well-
more controversial.
Well, how would we make it more accurate, and how would we be sure?
We would probably need a bunch more cameras, just like everywhere, but then it starts getting expensive when you have to hire people to
The thing
monitor
is,
all
the
those.
thing is, that's why it's controversial. Not only
Oh, okay.
Necessarily increase monitoring. I mean, it doesn't really for increased monitoring. I'm just saying having more. Just
how else would you do it then?
yeah.
Okay. So now the issue is right now. How would we keep ourselves safe without increasing monitoring or without increasing monitoring? I can't say it right now. I'm sorry. Okay.
The problem is that's kind of the idea of it. You would have to increase monitoring to be more accurate.
So
Yeah.
that's a problem,
Dilemma.
you know.
I don't know. I was just stating sort of a justice opinion.
Like
of my mind.
when you said that, I definitely agreed with accuracy, but the whole problem is, like, where do we go to increase accuracy without
So-
infringing on the privacy of people?
yeah,
'Cause
yes.
that's been a very big issue, but you know.
So what accuracy do we increase? Do we increase the accuracy with the cameras, or do we increase the accuracy of the scientific method that we use? What would you guys say?
I feel like it needs to be more of the scientific method. Of course, there should be monitoring still, but not to the point where, like, every, you know, to where everyone's phones are tapped, whatever you say, and, you know, garbage like that. I'm sure that there are many different ways we can come about, you know, increasing accuracy
Okay.
without infringing on
That's all I want to do.
privacy.
What was that, Ox?
I said all I want to do is eat pie and play Counter-Strike. That's all I want to do.
Oh, okay.
I think you're on the wrong team, lit for 20.
Well, see,
So
one way
vegan.
to
I
increase
just like pie.
accuracy
Everybody likes pie.
Assad.
would allow people to be more open with their, like, for example, one crime which lots of people get away with is rape. So I think increasing, support and letting people that are raped be more open to, like getting people, convicting people and such, because like a lot of people do get away with rape.
How do you think people get away with rape? Like, I feel like that's extremely hard to do.
Psychological response. The victim often doesn't want to talk about it, you know. Like
Yeah,
that's not the only way people get away with rape, but like rape allegations can happen a lot, and you know.
So
it's a blurred line. It
so
really is.
now let's switch over to rape allegations, the non-true rape allegations.
How would you solve that, Mike?
Well, dang.
Yeah, no, actually 65% of rapes don't even go like reported. Or I don't know, that's a statistic I've heard of. Who knows? But like perpetrators of sexual violence are very unlikely to be convicted. They're much less than any other criminal. And I guess the whole idea is just be very open to people, and I don't know, I'm not trying to increase that. I'm kind of doing this right now, but yeah.
No, I hear you.